For many restaurants here along Vancouver's waterfront, they received federal aid earlier in the year to offset losses from the pandemic. But for one new winery, they didn't receive any and are now left fighting to make ends meet.
It's definitely very disappointing.
Michael Ruland runs this boutique winery on Vancouver's waterfront. They've been in business for 2 years, meaning they didn't have enough revenue to qualify for any federal grants.
We are like many businesses that just fell through the cracks of everything across the board.
They did, however, qualify for the second round of the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, which would have provided $48 billion in emergency money for restaurants and bars affected by the pandemic. They were expecting to receive about $500,000.
So that would just help us with staying stable and growth and being able to build the name and build the brand.
The Senate last week rejected that second round of funding, taking this lifeline away from nearly 4,000 Washington restaurants, just like Ruland's.
I think it's unfair from the federal government side of things.
It was yet another gut shot of 3 years full of them.
The average restaurant in Washington incurred about $160,000 in debt during the pandemic. That's more than 3 times their annual profit, according to the state's Hospitality Association.
Now that it's clear there's no more relief coming forward from the federal government and they're going to have to figure out how to deal with this, there's going to be a lot of hard decisions ahead.
The state now urging landlords and customers to have patience with the restaurants that didn't get this federal aid.
I think the next several months are going to be the indicator. The good news is consumer traffic is back outside of the urban areas.
Say we do see a really successful summer here with lots of tourists, but I feel like the amount of debt that some of these businesses are in, it's going to take more than just one successful summer.
Well, again, the amount of debt they've collected is more than 3 times their annual profit, right? So even if we had a good year, which this is going to be for those other reasons I talked about, a struggling year, they'd be 3 years away from getting their head above water again.
You keep on pushing and you don't stop until you get to where you need to be.
This affecting restaurants across the river as well. The head of hospitality in Oregon says the local restaurants there that didn't receive the second round of federal aid are now left to compete with the restaurants who previously did, calling the entire process inequitable and just plain unfair. In Vancouver, Blair Best, KGW News.